Hello, hello, family. Thank you for joining us for He Say, She Say Live. I am Shar, attorney mediator here at Law for Love, where the gender wars stop here, y'all. We are here to hear what men are saying, what women are saying, and somewhere in between the two, find the truth. Why? Because we love each other. Why? Because we need each other. Why? Because we were created that way. And so tonight's conversation can be a little tricky. It could be a little nuanced. It could be a little triggering, even. And so, um, I want to share that part of being who I am in family spaces is number one, understanding and knowing how to laugh at myself. So that I'm not taking myself too seriously, so that I'm hearing and understanding the situation that is being presented to me, and that I can help loosen tension and create a space for healing. And so we will be talking about husbands with female friends, wives with male friends, do's, don'ts, rules. Like, where do you land on the subject? So I'm going to need to really play with my tech today. If you will bear with me, because it appears that the last time I attempted to play video, it didn't work. So I want to try here. And I appreciate you in advance for bearing with me with my testing the technology. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. I am apologizing because my house and the background in my house is so interesting at times that I'm gonna just keep pushing through. But shalom, Sister Coco G. I am trying to figure out how to play a video and share the sound because I want to talk through a couple of these videos, but I don't know how to do it. Shalom, Sister Princess. Welcome in. I don't know how to do it. So let me see. I'm gonna try to play this video. And I'm gonna try to share my screen. And I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna see if this works because I'm not really seeing settings in here that allows me to like select my audio. So let's see. I'm gonna share my screen and y'all give me a 1 if you can hear this video. It looks like oh, I don't know. it lets me present my screen. Okay. Okay, so there's a box that I clicked to also share the audio. All right, I think that fixes the issue. Okay, so I am going to play this video and let's see what you think about this. All right, so this is one perspective about men and women relationships that women are learning to shalom, shalom, welcome in, family, welcome in. How, according to this podcaster, male relationships endanger women. Were you able to hear the video? I think oh, you said no sound? I clicked on the share sound thing. All right. I apologize. I apologize. So let me try again. It tells me that I can present my video. I have to be able to do this, y'all, right? Share my screen. And on this window, I choose the video I want to play. And it tells me also share audio. And I'm clicking it. I don't know if that means that it's off. We'll try again.
I'm telling you that men are never your friends for your own safety. This whole male friendship thing with women is a scam
Is there
that they run
sound?
on us so that they can keep accessing us and draining us for free. And we spoiled girlies are putting an end to this scam. I'm not
Still no sound, y'all. You know what's really challenging? Oh, you are able to hear it, Sister Princess? It did have sound this time? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna play it again.
men in your life, but you need to develop some boundaries, okay? All these guy friends that you think are your friends, maybe they're just acquaintances. Maybe they're business contacts, industry contacts. And once you recategorize these people in your life, all involvement they have with you has to fall into the labels that you give them. They can declare that they like you in that way and then they can date you properly. But this whole covert nice guy thing, it disadvantages you, drains you, and endangers you. Hey, bestie. Welcome to the Spoiled Girly Support Group podcast, where we talk about how to get that bag while also securing.
All right, so it looks like y'all were able to hear the sound on that one. Thank you. So, she says that for females to have male friends in general is dangerous. uh, does anyone here have any thoughts about what could be dangerous about a male relationship with a woman? Of course, tonight we're talking specifically about your marriage, right? Your life partnership, and where, if at all, friendships with the opposite sex even fit in to your relationship. Is it something that's even doable? Let's check this one out. Try this again. And then I'm going to pick. You said no. No married person should have a friend of the opposite sex. Is that a hard and fast rule? Is that across the board? Let's talk about it.
To a romantic relationship, not something. When I was a kid, I was born in January and he was born in April. And since our parents were close friends, we spent a lot of time together, even as babies. Over the years, we shared a ton of wonderful experiences and some scary adventures too. We explored the forests and built tree houses that we decorated meticulously with pine cones and grass and flowers. And then we'd have to have sleepovers because we'd be so tired after working on the creations. We would go through our parents' closets and put on their fancy clothes and secretly take our bikes to the lake. Not the leggings, very Ted. Our friendship was the best and most natural thing I knew. But when we turned 12, something shifted. Other kids started to tease us, boys in particular. And even though I was a daring girl, independent and good at sports, I also loved to draw, did ballet, and wrote poetry. And those were not things that really reflected well on my friend. See, what was considered boyish and masculine, like playing soccer and doing woodwork, were still okay for me as a girl. But the more girly feminine activities, like making pretty things to a treehouse, were perceived less suitable for my friend, a boy. And as the gender expectations expanded deeper into our lives, they chipped away the intimacy of our friendship. Other kids were not the only ones that teased us, though. In fact, adults started labeling us much, much earlier. They called us lovebirds and winked an eye and predicted we were going to get married. And I hated it because they didn't know what we shared. They didn't know we secretly cycled to the lake either, so what did they know about our connection? I didn't understand why people wanted to belittle what we had as a love story. Because when I looked around, I saw couples break up or divorce. I saw couples fight and hurt each other in the name of romantic love. And that really didn't compare with the intimacy and goodwill that I experienced in my friendship. Well, certainly as a child, I didn't know much about seduction and passion, or recognize the lawful commitments of marriage, or the responsibilities of paying a mortgage and raising a wild bunch of kids, but I did pick up on the assumption that a friendship between a man and a woman was a stepping stone to wedded life.
So I want to stop this one right here, because this one resonates a lot with me, y'all. And I want to share. So the friendship that she described with her male friend was very much what I experienced with my brother. We were only 18 months apart. We were best friends. And so there is something that happens when you begin to develop into puberty, you know, the shift in our friendship changed to make room or allowances for the changes that were happening in our sexuality and our attraction, you know, in our sexuality, but we were still friends. And so for me, there was always this like understanding when it came to boundaries that had to be in place with the very few. I can say I've had 2 male friends my entire life who I still consider friends, who are still welcome to call me, not on the regular, because look, my husband ain't having that. Like, I'm not about to be on the phone with a male friend frequently. You know, we might be able to catch up on a birthday. Hey, happy birthday. How you doing? How's the family? That kind of thing. Or maybe if they're in town, hey, we're in town, swing by and, you know, come and pay our family a visit, or we go grab dinner together, which is exactly the space where those friendships are. But for someone like me who grew up super close to a brother and had an understanding of where that sexual change that happens to kids, how that changed the dynamic of our relationship. I think I had a little more intelligence when it came to that, and it came to the place where I stuck my friends. And so I love this monologue that the lady was giving, because she's describing the purity of a friendship. And it's not until everything becomes sexual that everything gets weird. Now, I will say this to the ladies and to the men, right? I usually see a lot of tension in relationships where the relationship is ready to become more serious for a long-term commitment, but you still want to hold on to that frequent contact or friendship that you have with opposite sex. And I would definitely say at that stage of your committed relationship, y'all are kind of looking at each other like we're ready to take the next step. We're ready to be committed. I would say that is letting go of your friends of the opposite sex, putting them further and further in the background so that their presence is not creating friction in your relationship, is going to be a really good idea. Because one of the things, at least from how I see things, y'all let me know if you see it differently. I don't know if I want to be in a relationship with you and you on the phone with your girlfriend. You know, I'm talking about me and my husband. You on the phone with your female friend, and anytime something go wrong with us, you confiding in her about you feeling some type of way about me. To me, that's a setup for some mess to pop off between you and your friend of the opposite sex. Having a friend of the opposite sex who you are confiding in all the time, that you talking to on the regular, is dangerous territory, right? So what do y'all think? What are some boundaries? We already had some votes that say just no, just never, just don't do it. Leave it alone. Stay away from it. What do y'all think? There are dynamics to being friends. Let's see. There are dynamics to being friends with opposite sex while married. Let's talk about it. Dynamics. That word is loaded. Let's see. And men and women, we probably gonna have, you know, varying perspectives here. That is a big no. Don't do it. Leave it alone. Hey, look, you know, I'll be the first to say, look, that's one less problem that your marriage need to navigate. Because if you're not using some wisdom or some skill, you will mess your relationship up messing around with that. Homie, don't play that. Absolutely. So let me tell you about again, my relationship with the male friends that I have. They're nothing like my relationships with my female friends. Again, I grew up with a brother, and I understood when the change happened and where we need not to have certain kind of we had to have certain kind of boundaries in our relationship. So I had a friend in middle school who's still my friend to this day. Let him come to Atlanta and hit me up. Hey, come by, spend some time with me and my husband. And that's kind of like the extent of our contact, like nothing but love there. But the friend from my young adult life who is still in my life today, when my husband and I got serious, I had to push him in the background because Doc made it real clear, like, like, look, I ain't trying to be this man friend, and I ain't trying to hear about you talking to this man every day. So I had to choose my relationship with my future husband over my friendship with my male friend, trusting and knowing that my male friend would understand as a man that he had to take a seat back. But once that cooling off period where my husband and I were able to learn and understand each other, and we were able to bring our friendship back into the forefront, he kind of dogged me out. He was like, "Man, you threw me away," But it was all in love. It was all in joking and playing and laughter. But he knew that in order for me to be respectful of my relationship with my husband, he had to fall way back from the space that he occupied in my life when I was single. And that mutual respect in our friendship was able to translate over into him becoming a friend that my husband and I both share. So let me see what else y'all got to say. Homie, don't play that. Okay, hold on. So this one, that's like a man confiding in his mom. That's a no-no. You know what, y'all? We might have to have this as like a topic in and of itself, because we do see a lot of very close mother-son relationships. I like to think that I'm the kind of mom that would stay neutral, but if I'm completely honest, I probably take my son's side. Let's see. Your intentions may be pure, but you don't know about the other. So Coco G, to your point, that brings up this video. Let's talk about this. And I want to invite the men to tell us what you got to say. This is going to be this one.
Sally and the character played by Billy Crystal insisted men and women can't be friends. Well, hugely popular syndicated radio and talk show host Steve Harvey agrees in a big way. In his latest book on relationships, Straight Talk, No Chaser, Harvey tells me face to face why women who think he's just a friend are delusional. This kind of frank talk is why expectations are high that Straight Talk will rival his first breakthrough bestseller. So where did this come from?
Because I mean, it's a blessing, true enough, but really, it was just me sitting down being honest. All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
Because we're most guys. Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch. I'm telling you.
All right, brothers. We are here as the women. We want to hear from you, brothers. Did Steve Harvey get it right? Is he hitting the nail on the head? Is it true? Talk to me. Let me see. Yeah, I know I'm still learning how to use this stuff. He preaching. So Steve Harvey's being honest. Oh, this one right here. I do not play the slipping into my DM. Let me tell you something. Them highs miss my inbox. I have no conversation for you. Look, Princess had a comment that was really important, I think, for us to talk about. I really, really agree with this. Meeting new friends of opposite sex after marriage, definitely no. But pre-existing friends, tricky in the dynamic. So again, that's why I kind of shared my own personal journey through the male friend situation. Because I know other women who have male friendships and they are not interfering with their relationship, but it does have a lot to do with the way that you handle it, the way that your husband is feeling respected. I don't know of any relationships where I see a man with a female friend that works for his woman. Now, if you have an example different than that, I'd love to hear about it. But according to one of the brothers, we are hearing that Steve Harvey got it right. So the way that men think is just different than us sometimes, and we just got to be respectful. It ain't gonna happen. And you know what? I love it. I think that when you are married, there's a right to be a little territorial with your spouse. What do you think? Is it a good thing to be territorial with your spouse? Is there a limit to that? Should there, is there a point where it's like, okay, you a little too territorial? Where does my autonomy end? Or should you even have autonomy in your marriage at all? I don't know. Maybe that's a topic for another day. But let's see this other perspective.
I think it's very healthy to be able to tell your girl, hey, listen, you want to have guy friends, whatever, but this is not acceptable behavior. And that's fine. You guys can just date or whatever. But any guy that has a little bit of, intelligence and understands female nature versus male nature and respects himself is going to hold his woman to a standard. And one of those standards a lot of times is you need to cut off any male counterparts.
I just don't want to feel like I'm in jail most of the time when I'm in a relationship. And when I have a friendly conversation with a male, I don't want to be looked at like I'm literally going to cheat around the corner. That's not what,
Here, let me tell you something. And this is, I think, yeah, you could, bro. I think this is something that we don't talk about enough. You cannot have the utmost freedom, right, without giving up security. And you cannot have the utmost security without giving up freedom. Mm-hmm. If you want the security and provisioning and leadership of a man, you must be willing to give up some of your freedom. The problem is that modern day women think, oh, I want to still be free and, out there and doing whatever I want while still having a traditional man at home that's going to take care and support me. That's not how it goes.
All right. Bro was going hard in the paint. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. I love when our men go hard in the paint. I do. I feel like, you know, so many times y'all are kind of being silenced and pushed into obscurity and don't nobody want to hear what you got to say. I love when I hear our men go hard in the paint. Like our brothers go hard in the paint. There was a comment that brought up a really, really good point. So I was on Facebook one day, right? And someone I know posted a picture of herself and a man who she worked with the caption, "Me and my work husband." And I'm like, wait, no. No. Like in the back of my head, there was this screaming voice saying, why would you do that? Why are we normalizing work wife and work husband? I think this is the exact same topic. Where is that comment about the work husband? Male, female work, you spending a lot of time together and you calling yourself work husband and work wife. Now, I don't know. Do y'all know people that are actually like having open conversations with their husband or their wife about someone that they call a work husband or a work wife? I find this fascinating. Talk to me. I don't understand this world, y'all. This world offends me in my spirit. What say you? And I remember telling my husband, because the thing that was so interesting about the situation that I told you about, so the female that was posting the picture, well, she and her husband, they're interracial, right? And the work husband is the same race as her husband. You know, it was like like the work husband is your type, girl. Like, what are you doing? Like, it was just so disrespectful. And I don't know, do we know are there any brothers here that are cool with knowing that your wife has a work husband? Can we unpack that a little bit? I would love to meet. Now, this is my invitation. If you are a man who is cool with your wife having a work husband and coming to you and talking to you, and hey, how was your day today? Oh, my work husband pissed me off, and this is what he did. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. This is an invitation for us to talk. What did you say? What did you say? Y'all know that's why I be asking y'all to call me. That's why I ask y'all to call. I can't keep up with these visual comments. It get too much. Yeah, is this about the you're not coming home and you're not telling me how your day was and what your work husband, what your work wife did to piss you off at work. We gonna fight. And matter of fact, get her on the phone so I could tell her to back down. that came from Shar. I'm not having it. And I don't know. I is it a generational thing? I don't know. I'm fascinated. I would love to talk to some of these people that get down like that and help us unpack that. Because I will say that I am biased that is just a little bit too familiar for a healthy relationship that doesn't have the presence of an insecurity. Or maybe they feel like they're mature enough not to be insecure. Let's see.
Once you decide to be in a committed relationship, you don't want to have a man in your contact when you are a woman who is going to question you why you did not take his call, and he was calling you in the wee hours of the night when you're with your husband. You're having good time. You're having chit chat. Your husband is kissing you. Your husband is caressing you. Your husband is carrying you and you're laughing. Then a phone call is coming. And there's a phone call comes and you don't take it. We don't want truth. we fear being told the truth. And we can do anything possible to try to convince people that what they are saying is not true, just because inside we know it is true. My brothers and my sisters, one sign that will show you that a man is committed to be in relationship with you is not having those phone calls that will give you with an airbro. When a man is committed to loving you, to dating you for life, when a woman is committed to dating you and to staying with you forever, they will never allow any other part of the opposite gender to be the discussion of your relationship. Like, somebody's going to contradict me, but I'll tell you, there is no friendship between a married man and another woman, or a married woman and another man. There is no friendship between a man and someone's fiancé, or a woman and someone's fiancé. What I mean is, the moment you have chosen to be in a love relationship, a committed love relationship, and what do I mean by that? I'm not teaching boys and girls here. I'm not teaching a boyfriend and a girlfriend. I'm teaching people who have realized that in the relationship that they are having, they are seeing the future together. You know, there are those who are having relationship and what they are seeing is a woman who can come to visit me and we have good time. There are those who have a relationship, but what they are seeing is a man they can call and pay their bills. I'm not talking about that kind of relationship. I'm talking about a woman and a man who know exactly what they are looking for. And they're committed to put their relationship to the next level.
All right. I mean, I think the brothers are hitting on some points that, you know, we as women, we need to hear. Like, again, you know, I'm leading with the fact that I have 2 lifelong friendships, one a childhood friendship, one a young adult friendship, that had to they had to take a way seat back in honor and respect of my husband. And our relationship eventually made room for where they fit. With a, every now and then you drive it through Atlanta and you come and see both of us. We're not on the phone on the regular. In fact, one of those friends, I speak to his wife more than I speak to him. And he's a little salty about that, but your wife is my friend and I'm not on the phone with you. And, you know, we had to carve out that space and that respect, not only for my marriage, but for his marriage. And so I do recognize that advising anything less than the rule that I'm hearing from the brothers and from some of the sisters here, don't do it. That's the safest way. That's the safest way that you're not creating insecurity in your relationship. That's the safest way where you're not getting the side eye about this other person. Just because in your mind, you're like, that person? Oh, I would never be with that. I would never see that person that way, because that's how I'm set up. Like, please. But I have to respect that when it comes to the way that men think, there's stuff that y'all see and stuff that y'all understand about the male mind that as a husband, you're going to want to protect your wife from getting tripped up on the stuff that can enter in and complicate what we're not seeing as a risk or we're not seeing as a danger. You know, so I'm speaking to those of you who are like me, who are very comfortable in male spaces. And again, I know it's because of how close I grew up with a brother and we're all of his friends, but we still have to be mindful. We still have to use wisdom. We still have to have boundaries. We still have to have that honor and respect for our husbands on the forefront, because the brothers are saying and resounding, like, I'm not hearing any of the brothers advocating for it. And so to me, that sounds the alarm that this is an area where we as women need to be mindful for our safety and our protection and the protection of our integrity and our reputation. And most of all, our relationship with our husband. Hey, y'all. Thank you for joining me with this conversation tonight. I love talking about stuff that triggers people. It's what I do. I'm the great aggravator. But at the end of the day, look, we're here to end the gender wars. We're here to practice love. We're here to practice truth and wisdom and help people navigate these situations, because there are marriages that are suffering right now because of a relationship at work that started off harmless and it was just a friendship. And when the day came that marriage was suffering and that person went to open up to the coworker was ready, willing, and able to listen and find an opportunity to put themselves in the place of the spouse. And this is how these things happen. This is what destroys marriages and trust and intimacy. Something that appears harmless or something that we tell ourselves is harmless. You can't keep playing with fire and not expect to be burned, right? So with that, I love you all. I look forward to next week. We'll be talking about mental illness. And keep in mind, Law for Love. We are here serving families in wisdom, justice, and truth. If you know of anyone who is looking for mediation, they can remain absolutely anonymous in the background. Just give us permission to share what we're talking about in the background. If they don't want to be on here live, we have one couple that is working on coming out, and we'll see. The situation is extremely unusual. And if we have the opportunity to share that journey with you, I think it will help us all a lot with just considering the extent of grace and mercy and love that we're all called to share. So with that, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you next time.